Do you have income from real estate and not know what a Delaware Statutory Trust is? Hi, I'm Garrett Ray, financial planner here at the Wealth Guardians and the Ray Financial Group.
And I'm Brice Payne, and you've entered The Vault, the Wealth Guardians video series on all things pertaining to retirement planning. In this episode, we're going to talk about what a DST, or a Delaware Statutory Trust, is, who it's right for, and how you partake in one. You'll see these like and subscribe buttons down below here. Feel free to click on those if you want to subscribe to our Vault channel here and get future episodes with Garrett, Doug, and myself down the road. And all right, let's go ahead and get started on it. Garrett?
Yeah, Brice. So Delaware Statutory Trust, otherwise known as a DST. Tell us what the heck it is.
All right. So don't get caught up on the name. Delaware Statutory Trust, other than where the law was originally enacted, has nothing to do with Delaware. You don't have to be located or a resident of Delaware. Your investment doesn't have to have anything to do with Delaware. That's just the name of it.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like, why are we talking about an investment Delaware? That's only available to people of one state?
Yeah,
so.
we're very niche here. No,
Glad you cleared that up.
DST has nothing to do with Delaware, like I said, other than where it was first enacted.
Okay.
But think of a DST as an investment vehicle that is real estate oriented.
Okay.
Think of it as a REIT, a real estate investment trust, where you are pooling your money together with other investments. Okay. It's going to be a passively managed. You don't have to manage the property. Somebody else will manage it for you. You're pooling your money together with other investors.
Okay.
And it is a way to partake in either growth-oriented or income-oriented real estate as part of your overall investment vehicle. Unlike, say, you buy an apartment complex or you buy a home or a commercial building yourself, and that is your investment.
Right.
You're pooling your money
I'm
together.
the landlord of that apartment complex.
Right, exactly. And you're managing it, and you've got to put the sweat equity into it year after year. Okay. Now, think of it just like a real estate investment trust, but it's going to have special tax deferred qualities to it that a regular real estate investment trust is not going to have.
Okay. Well, I like the idea of the tax deferred, and hopefully you can kind of touch a little bit more on that later. But, okay, what types of people, what types of investors can get into a Delaware Statutory Trust?
Yeah, who is it right for?
Exactly.
So you have to be an accredited investor. So an accredited investor is somebody who has made $200,000 a year for the last 2 years, or if you're a couple, $300,000 a year for the last 2 years, or has $1 million in investable assets. Okay. Investable assets does not include your primary residence.
Right.
So one of those two things will generally qualify you as an accredited investor. DSTs are only available to accredited investors because there is a certain amount of risk that is available or is a part of a DST. So that's one thing that who they are right for. Another quality of who they are right for, qualification of who they are right for, is somebody who wants to have real estate as part of their investments. In their portfolio.
I want it part of my portfolio.
Overall portfolio. They want to have passively managed real estate as part of their investment pool. They want to pool their money together with other people, but they want the benefit of being able to defer the taxes on the sale of that property when it comes time to sell it, and not have to pay Uncle Sam the long-term or short-term capital gains at the time of the sale. So let me paint a picture. Let's say that we've got a person who, in their family for a number of decades, have had investment properties. Maybe you inherited it from your father or your grandparents.
Okay.
And you've had those investments yourself for a while, and they're not generating for you the income or that you thought you would have, or for whatever reason you want to sell that property.
Or you're just tired of the direct management of it, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe there's some other special investment that you want to partake in, and you just don't want to be a part of that particular real estate anymore. But you hate the idea of selling it because that's going to incur a long-term or short-term capital gains tax for you.
Sure.
So you're holding on to the investment. Just it's not the right investment for you, but you don't want to pay Uncle Sam the taxes that are due. A DST will allow you to invest in that type of investment, and when the time comes for you to sell it, You can sell it and buy into another DST property, and like I say, the proceeds from that original sale will be tax deferred until you eventually divest from a DST altogether.
Okay.
Think of it as when you roll your 401k over to an IRA and all the investments that were in your 401k, you're selling those investments, and then when it moves over to an IRA, you're buying a new set of investments. But you delayed or you deferred the taxable event of selling those investments in the 401k. That's basically a rollover. That's what a DST allows you to do. So that's another thing of who it would be right for.
Okay.
If somebody wants to be able to invest in property over here, over there, and every time that you sell this one and buy this one, you're just deferring that tax.
Okay. So I think we know what it is now.
Okay.
And I think we know that we have to be an accredited investor who certainly has a keen eye on real estate as part of their portfolio. That's kind of who it's right for. How could I actually get this done, Brice? How could I invest into a Delaware Statutory Trust?
Yeah, that's going to be the little bit of the tricky part. You have to know who to talk to.
Okay.
So you have to find a DST sponsor. Again, let's say that you are selling your family-owned property. You had a farmhouse out there that you rented out for a number of years. You're ready to sell it. You don't want to incur the taxable event, but you're at a loss. Like, where do I find this DST property? I'm looking it up in the newspaper. I don't see anything about it. You have to find a DST sponsor. That sponsor is going to have a list of DST properties across the U.S.
Okay.
That sponsor is going to ask you a number of questions. Are you looking for growth-oriented property or income-oriented property? Are you looking for a commercial property or an apartment complex or maybe an industrial complex or a series of storage units? Whatever type of property you want, that sponsor will help you isolate the DST properties that are available right then and there. It's going to vary month by month, week by week. That particular trust of investors is going to fill up that one particular property, and then there'll be new ones that open up.
New listings, yeah.
Whatever is available this week is not necessarily what's going to be available next week. So that sponsor is going to help you find what are the best properties that are meeting your goals, your objectives, your risk tolerance, etc. Now, let's say that you are getting ready to sell your current property, and you think, well, I'm going to invest in a DST. That way, I'm delaying my tax implications of selling it. You cannot sell your property and then over the course of the next couple of weeks find a DST that you want to reinvest in. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, okay.
At the time of the sale, you have to have identified with your sponsor what properties you're going to be invested in, and the check of the sale of your property is going to be written out to that sponsor, not you. So it's bypassing you and going straight into the other DST. That's the way to avoid the tax implications of the sale of your current property. So you have to have a little bit of planning here up ahead. You want to talk to your sponsor and start identifying these properties a couple of months in advance so that you can be prepared when that check is ready to be written for the sale of your current property, what you're going to buy, so that it is avoiding that taxable event.
Okay, that makes sense to me, Brice. So I basically am selling my own property, getting proceeds from that. Instead of that going directly to me, that goes to the Delaware Statutory Trust that I am a part of.
The sponsor, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that makes sense.
If that check is made out to you, then we've already shot ourselves in the foot, and we're going to have to pay Uncle Sam our taxes right then and there.
Okay, very good.
That's basically telling you what a DST is, who it's right for, and how you partake in one.
Cool.
If you haven't, like you said at the beginning, Garrett, do you own real estate as part of your overall portfolio and you don't know what a DST is? You probably do want to know what a DST is, unless you just love paying Uncle Sam taxes when it comes time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the education, Brice. Appreciate that.
Not a problem at all. That's what we're here for. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of The Vault. Again, don't forget to hit these like and subscribe buttons down below if you want to catch future episodes of The Vault with Garrett, Doug, and myself. Remember, financial plans do not create themselves. I'm Brice Payne.
And I'm Garrett Ray.
And this has been The Vault.